people that run corporations, they're heartless people, and I had a friend of mine got a gig with interviewed for a job at a corporation on the East Coast, got the job, and then they placed her out in like I don't know, San Diego or something, and she got to know somebody in HR. She goes, I don't understand. They have, offices all over the place. Why did they bring me all the way out here? And they go, oh, they do that on purpose. They move you away from your family and friends so you have less options of quitting.
Here's comedian Bill Burr once again speaking out against the billionaire class and corporations.
So they're literally like breaking up families. They're heartless, horrible people. And this is the thing. You go to a red state, you go to a blue state. The regular Joe is a good guy. He just wants enough money to be able to feed and clothe his family and make his rent. Why is that? You have $1 billion. Why do you need to take that away from people?
A fantastic point. He then react to this.
Well, I ask everybody around here to wake up terrified every morning, their sheets drenched in sweat, but to be very precise about what it is they're afraid of. And they shouldn't be afraid of our competitors. They should be afraid of our customers, because it's the customers, those are the folks we have a relationship with. Those are the folks who send us money. And I believe that our customers are loyal to us right up until the second that somebody else offers them a better service.
So to better qualify that fear, it's like a fear of abandonment. You don't want them to abandon you?
That's right.
That is Jeff Bezos sitting down with CNET in 1999. To be clear, this was in reference to a letter to Amazon shareholders that year where he stated, I constantly remind our employees to be afraid, to wake up every morning terrified, not of our competition, but of our customers. Our customers have made our business what it is. They are the ones with whom we have a relationship, and they are the ones to whom we owe a great obligation. And we consider them to be loyal to us, right up until the second that someone else offers them a better service. Irony there.
Like that guy on Amazon going, I want my workers to go to bed terrified, wake up terrified, go to work terrified. It's just like, so we have to feel how you felt in high school?
For Burr, calling out the oligarchs has been his forte.
You said you feel like billionaires are like rabid dogs who deserve to be put down.
Wow.
Damn. Why do you feel that way?
It's a podcast. I'm joking. I'm exaggerating.
You can't do that.
You just say anything, Bill? Yes, you can, and I did it. And it's fine. You know what I hate? I hate when somebody shows them a clip from a movie or a sketch and be like, oh, you couldn't do that today. It's like, you just did it.
That's true.
And we all watched it and everything was fine. So like
So you don't really feel like billionaires are rabid dogs who should be put down?
I think that they should be regulated. Yeah. Capitalism is great, but unregulated capitalism, I don't think the direction this is going in, where now these guys, the thing is they're all competing with each other. They don't hang out with regular people. They just hang out with other billionaires. So when somebody has an infinity pool overlooking an infinity pool, then that's what they want. And, I think they just go around looking at their net worth, and they're trying to be like the first trillionaire. But I don't know. I don't understand that. But this whole like heartless way that they treat workers,
I agree,
it's got to stop.
The infinity pool line has stuck with many. This as well.
Like when I was growing up, the working class, it was like 1 week's pay should be your rent or your mortgage. And now I know people that work a whole month and have to get like a second job, and that's just not good. You need to be home with your kids. If you have a second job, you can't do that. You can't raise them right. Causes more problems. I don't know.
So you like compassionate capitalism?
Yeah, I have no problem with people running stuff. I have no problem with people making a ton of money. But like, when your workers are wearing adult diapers because they don't have time to go to the bathroom.
Damn.
As they're driving your truck across the country. Like, yeah, that's what I've go. All right, maybe you're taking too much of the pie. Mm-hmm. That's all. So I don't know. People are going to cut this up and they're going to throw it. You're going to read it and they're going to say some more stuff. I feel it feels like common sense.
It is, or at least it should be. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
But do today's entrepreneurs really need billions of dollars? I mean, couldn't they survive on a measly 100 million? Because they're now using those billions to erode American institutions. They spent fortunes bringing Supreme Court justices with them into the wild. They treated news organizations and social media platforms like prey, and they turned their relationships with politicians into patronage troughs. This has created an America where fewer than ever can become millionaires or even thousandaires through hard work and actual innovation. If capitalism were working properly, billionaires would have gone the way of the dodo.
This growth in wealth inequality, it is going to keep the middle class and the working class poor. It is going to gut government services, and that is the people in this room. Their kids, their grandkids will be poor.
Garrison, you've obviously,
because we are not dealing with wealth inequality.
As you rightly say, you spent a lot of time thinking about this. What do you think the solution or solutions might be?
We have to shift the tax system. We have a tax system which taxes ordinary working people 30, 40, 50, 60%, while people like the Duke of Westminster can inherit £10 billion and pay nothing. If you do that, wealth will be sucked out of the middle class. It's already been completely bankrupted the working class. It will bankrupt the government, which is what we are seeing. And there'll be poverty. There'll be broad poverty. There'll be no middle class left. Why are we taxing working people more than billionaires? Tax wealth, not work. Give these people a break. Give their kids a chance. Tax the billionaires. Of course you should.
Okay.
Hey, here's my question. Are you content with where your life is right now? With whatever job you have, unless you are a multi-millionaire, are you happy? Like, we can be happy with certain things that life offers. We can be happy with the way that our dog has learned to love after we adopted them from a shelter. We can love the way that our kid is growing up. We can love our friend group. We can love our community. But specifically, with where you are now, knowing the trials and tribulations that so many different politicians have allowed and enabled for multinational corporations to take advantage and shrink the working class to as slim as it could possibly be. Are you content with where you are? If you're not, you should be thinking like this. You should be thinking like, oh, I am being taken advantage of. Oh, I think I need to start leaning into, straying away from, I don't get political, or I don't do politics, or I don't like politics, even though it revolves quite literally around everything that you do. And think, how can I try and make a change so that way these guys don't feel like they need another summer house, another yacht, as Burr says, another infinity pool, because it is all a math equation. If the middle class is making less and less and billionaires are making more and more, and they're not allowing you to unionize, and I even read, there are terrible upon terrible examples of working at Amazon. But one person who was at the New Orleans shooting, remember that, around the Super Bowl? Amazon at first denied that they did not allow that person to call in sick. And then after many journalists started investigating, we learned the truth. Amazon, as broken by Ken Klippenstein years ago, is telling drivers to pee in bottles. What stage of capitalism is that? Are we happy that workers, knowing how desperate people are resorting to peeing in bottles so they don't get fired because everything they do is timed? I'm not. That's why I continue to call this stuff out. And I know that my message is probably falling on deaf ears. And that's okay. That is okay. Because all that matters is class consciousness and class unity. And realizing, once again, that this is a class issue. I think about a story that I heard years ago, okay? I work in media. I've been doing media since I was 12 years old. I learned a story about a cameraman who worked for a media company that did high school games. He had a home. He made about $150,000 a year. He had a home, and he had a vacation home. 2 cars, garage, nice house. Now, this was decades ago. But I think what it shows is the transformation of how they want to make us poor. All of those dudes that were sitting, I'll call courtside at the inauguration, the Musks, the Bezoses, the Zuckerbergs. I mean, we're not even talking about BlackRock and other humongous corporations. Guys, I really, really am going to preach this until my last day. There needs to be class consciousness. We cannot be going at each other's necks like this. Yeah, I get frustrated. I think we all get frustrated. But until, and I know we cannot reach them, but until a large contingent of the modern day Republicans realize that they are being robbed blind, we're going to continue going this way. And I fear it's only probably the beginning. Because just like we have seen when millennials graduated college, economy crash, stock market down. Why? Look at the presidents who are in charge and their agendas and think about it. And by no means am I a lib. It's quite clear I'm not. But we need someone who is going to understand where we are at and fight for us. Do I see a politician doing that right now? No, I don't. But hopefully, a glimmer of hope. Some realize what is happening right now. They realize their stalks are down. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. And then it will lead to class unity.
All of us in this room, we make a living doing music. We are privileged. Yeah. There are millions of people, there are thousands in the chat right now, indie artists that are just starting to try to figure things out. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. We can sit up here and say, I am not threatened by AI because we already make money doing it. We've already built ourselves in this industry doing this. But what about them? It doesn't affect me. And if it doesn't affect us in this chat room right now, what about being a voice for them? That's all I'm saying. So you know what? Instead of saying, hey, go practice that guitar, go learn how to prompt. I don't want to be that person. And I don't want to be here saying, I already made my millions of dollars. So everybody else can figure it out. Go prompt. Go be an excellent prompter. Music still needs to live on. And it's people like you and me that need to say, we've got to figure out a fair way to do this. That is all I'm saying. And we've got to honor the hard work, the work ethic, the creativity, the love, the soul, all of the things that create music and why we're here today.
Preach.
Do not let that disappear and regulate it or find a way to make this fair. That's all I'm saying.
This was from legendary music producer Timbaland's live on TikTok. And this woman who works in the music industry rightfully confronted Timbaland. He launched an AI music company with his first AI artist named Tata.
We agree with your mom. We agree with your mama, Jane.
Let's not lose focus.
I know what you're saying. Don't let's not get too high on our horses. That's what you're basically saying. Like just think about the people coming underneath, and I'm like, you know what, you got a point, because you know they're not where I'm at. They're not who I am. They don't have the brain, but it's still I have the value. I have the value.
I will say this.
Tim, you already put in your hours. You already put in.
I know. I get it.
Jay, I will say this, and then I have to hop off because I have this meeting I have to take. But I just started a position at Empire, and it's literally what you're talking about. We search for, or we try our hardest to search for the best talent from all four corners of the world. We got almost 250 employees. We have boots on the ground in almost every country, and that's what we do. We're human. We do the human thing. I believe in real music. I'm on your side. We're all on the same side. What I'm observing from this is just a matter of how much or how little is AI a threat to us as human beings and creators.
It's a huge threat.
And that's what we're all trying to figure out collectively. I'm going to be on the side. I'm always going to be on the side of human beings.
So in response, brace yourself, this is what he released on Instagram. Take a look.
AI is ruining music. Whatever. Go ahead and cry me a river, since Timbo Stamp is on that too.
Y'all crying about AI taking your spot, but your songs barely mix. Why would we train it on that?
Man, y'all scared of AI, but record every hook in Melodyne.
Auto-tune is AI, baby. Y'all just didn't complain till it started writing better hooks than you. Timbo ain't the villain, he just not babysitting y'all no more. You want opportunity, but ain't got output.
Who am I kidding? I ain't had no bars to begin with.
It's also very, very important to keep in mind this. Timbaland would go live on TikTok, I mean all the time. And he would conduct these lives by having independent, very, very small artists with practically zero following, if not just a little bit of a following. They would request to get in, he'd play their songs, give them feedback, most of the time it being negative, and then move on to the next one, rinse, wash, repeat. Thus, it didn't take long for folks to start thinking out loud and tweeting. Wait a minute, did he use these artists to train his AI model?
What the perception was like, yo, Tim is giving a lot of opportunity to young boys. Even my young boys from Delaware, some of them that I mentor, they came on the show, and that was the number one question that I seen. They was like, yo, are you training AI off of our music?
Okay.
So can you address that one first?
Okay. First of all, I can't train. I don't own the company to do the training data. Now, what I do, I am a partner of Suno. Some people don't like Suno, and some people do. I use Suno for a tool. So as I was with them building on this tool, there are a lot of, as you build, I uploaded all my beats. How I use it as a producer tool, like a sampler, right? Mm-hmm. So it gives you personas. And what I did, I started learning more and more how to become a prompt operator.
Mm-hmm.
So I never trained off of, you can't train it. It has to learn you. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to prompt to get the best product out of this tool. So It's not about training it. It's about you learning how to work with it. In order to reimagine, you have to learn how to prompt. And I'm like, yo, this text to music is going to be a new wave.
This was his answer. Young Guru, legendary producer and engineer, would write the following on Instagram, and it is important. I'm going to say it again, Guru wrote. I swear I love you, bro, but this ain't it. Do you not realize what is going on in the world? Your voice is powerful and way too important to do anything like this. I have students who worship you. They are going to say, if Tim can do it, then it's okay for me to do it. These are the times right here that history is defined. Human expression can never be reduced to this. This is way bigger than music. I say this all in love. On Tata, Timbaland would then say this. She is not an avatar. She is not a character. Tata is a living, learning, autonomous music artist built with AI. Tata is the start of something bigger. She's the first artist of a new generation. A-pop is the next cultural evolution, and Tata is its first icon. Timbaland co-founded a company called Stage Zero. What is it, you might be asking? Well, it operates separately from Suno, despite Timbaland's strategic advisory role. Suno, the AI music music-making platform, being sued by the record majors over copyright infringement, formed an official partnership with Timbaland in October of 2024 after what it says were months of him being a top user of the platform. And one of the co-founders stated this: the artists of tomorrow won't just be human. They'll be IP, code, and robotics that are fully autonomous. That's what we're building at stage 0. I agree with Young Guru, and I agree with those who are calling out Timbaland, and here's why. You have been so successful and so famous and created some of the biggest hits that we have ever heard. I believe personally, whether they know it or not, everyone on this planet has probably heard a Timbaland song at one point or another. His hands are on everything musically, almost everything musically. There's an incredible story about how he felt like he was disconnecting with nature. I understand, it's hypocritical. Felt he was disconnected from nature and making music, so he went outside and he made music on trash cans and it turned into like a Missy Elliott beat or something. That's how good he is. He told a story about how he made a beat out of pencils. He's that good. And what he is doing is taking away the Timbaland of the younger generation, the next Timbaland, who is making beats on pencils and trash cans in order to then become Timbaland 3.0. He is taking away the engineers, he is taking away the producers, he is taking away the artists, he's taking away creativity. And what really gets me is he is putting out these statements basically saying like, no, I'm not stealing people's stuff from TikTok, and no, we're doing it the right way. There is no right way. Let's be clear about this. All of that stuff is lawyer speak and PR speak and publicist speak. It's all crap. None of this is morally right. It's a way to cut out so much money a company spends in order to create a product that will cost them less and potentially make them the same amount or more. That's all that this is. Timbaland, like many others, are participating in what I feel is the end of capitalism. I don't know if it'll end tomorrow. I don't know if it'll end at the end of my lifetime, but it will end because people will be sick of it and had enough. And I actually think it's important that more artists call this out and don't sit on the sidelines while they see Timbaland take advantage of thousands upon thousands and not even thousands, millions of people who want to be in the music industry. Millions. And the only way to reject this, which I think is BS. Huge music lover. Love it. Am I going to have an AI artist on this wall? No. What is imperative of those who do not like what Timbaland is doing is to block his AI artists whenever they release stuff on every single platform. They will get deals. Let me be clear about this. He will be protected by other companies that will put a Tata song on an Apple AirPods commercial and a Bose commercial and a Progressive commercial, or I don't know, whatever. And that'll be like, oh, that song was good. What was that? And people will go and then they'll see, oh, you blocked this artist. The only way to take a stand against this stuff, specifically this, is to not listen. The other way to hurt Timbaland, you can do this if you want, is to block him on all platforms as well. Tons of hits. I get it. Some of your favorite songs. I get it. Kanye was one of my favorite artists. And in order to show that I do not support him, I blocked him on every single streaming platform I have. I blocked him. It's a way of showing how the consumer feels about certain actions by certain people. I think Timbaland overstepped. I think what he is going to do now is damage control. But unfortunately, this is now part of his legacy, squashing smaller independent artists so he could put it into a system, cut out so many people, and potentially make more. And this other thing by one of the co-founders, when he said, the artists of tomorrow won't just be human, they'll be IP, code, and robotics that are fully autonomous. Well, that's gross, because once again, this dude, whose name is Rocky, I believe. Rocky, his last name starts with an M. This dude is also trying to make as much money as possible by doing as little work as possible, putting it into a system, cutting out so many people who will be jobless who want to break into this industry and be replaced by a machine. Gross, bad. Do not listen to this artist, please. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.